Heather Harrington had always been ambitious. From the moment she stepped into the sleek, glass-walled offices of Sterling Dynamics, a prominent marketing firm, she knew she was destined for greatness. Armed with a sharp mind and a relentless work ethic, Heather quickly climbed the corporate ladder. However, as the years passed, she found herself growing impatient with the pace of her ascent. She wanted more responsibility, more recognition, and above all, more power. One day, as she sipped her coffee in the executive lounge, Heather overheard snippets of a conversation between the CEO, Mr. Lawrence Sterling, and the head of operations, Sandra Williams. They spoke in hushed tones about a new position opening up at the top tier of the company, a vice president role that promised both prestige and influence. Heather's ears perked up at the mention of the opportunity, and an idea began to form in her ambitious mind. Over the next few weeks, Heather meticulously crafted a plan to position herself as the perfect candidate for the vice president role. She identified the key decision-makers in the company, built alliances with influential colleagues, and strategically showcased her accomplishments in high-profile projects. Heather's efforts didn't go unnoticed. The whispers of her impending promotion spread throughout the office like wildfire. Colleagues congratulated her in hushed tones, and some even sought her guidance in the hopes of riding her coattails to success. As the interview process approached, Heather felt confident that she had set the stage for her ascent to the coveted vice president position. The day of the interviews arrived, and Heather strode into the conference room with an air of confidence. The panel of executives, including Mr. Sterling and Sandra Williams, eyed her with a mix of curiosity and expectation. Heather effortlessly fielded their questions, articulating her vision for the company's future and highlighting her past achievements. The interview seemed like a mere formality, and she left the room with a self-assured smile. Days turned into weeks as the executives deliberated on their decision. Finally, the email arrived, and she eagerly opened it, expecting the words she had been dreaming of. To her shock and dismay, the email conveyed a different message. The vice president position had been awarded to Thomas Richardson, a colleague who had always been known for his dedication and humility. Heather's heart sank as she read the words on the screen. As the news spread through the office, the atmosphere changed. It felt like a betrayal, a slap in the face after all the careful maneuvering and calculated moves she had made. Heather's once promising career trajectory now seemed to be spiraling downward. In the days that followed, Heather reflected on her actions and the toll they had taken on her professional relationships. She realized that her ruthless pursuit of success had come at a cost, not just to her reputation but to her own sense of integrity. Determined to make amends, Heather sought out a meeting with Mr. Sterling and Sandra Williams. In a candid conversation, she admitted to the calculated tactics she had employed to secure the promotion. While Mr. Sterling and Sandra commended Heather for her candor, they expressed concern about the impact her actions had on the office culture. They decided to implement measures to rebuild trust within the team, including mentorship programs and open forums for employees to voice their concerns. Heather, humbled by the experience, threw herself into the process of rebuilding her relationships with colleagues. She apologized to those she had undermined and worked to restore the sense of camaraderie that had once defined the office. Slowly but surely, trust began to re-emerge, and Heather found herself on a path of redemption. In the months that followed, Heather focused on personal growth rather than ruthless ambition. She became an advocate for ethical leadership within the company, championing transparency and collaboration. As she worked to mend the fractured relationships around her, Heather discovered a newfound sense of fulfillment that transcended the pursuit of a job title. As she delved into the process of healing the wounds she had inflicted on her relationships, Heather found unexpected allies among her colleagues. Some were willing to forgive, while others remained skeptical, but Heather remained steadfast in her pursuit of redemption. Over coffee in a quiet corner of the office cafeteria, Heather opened up to Emily, her friend, about the insecurities and fears that had driven her to take such drastic measures. She acknowledged the pain she had caused and expressed her sincere commitment to change. They discovered common ground in their ambitions, struggles, and the relentless pressures of corporate life. Heather, once perceived as a threat, became a mentor of sorts to Emily, sharing the hard-earned lessons she had gained from her own mistakes. Together, they initiated a mentorship program within the company, designed to foster genuine connections and support among colleagues. The program gained traction, and soon, other employees joined in, creating a network of mentor-mentee relationships that transcended hierarchical boundaries. She took the initiative to organize team-building events, workshops on ethical leadership, and open forums where employees could openly discuss their concerns. Slowly but steadily, the toxic atmosphere that had lingered after Heather's bid for promotion began to dissipate. Meanwhile, Thomas Richardson, the newly appointed vice president, observed Heather's efforts from a distance. Initially wary of her intentions, he eventually acknowledged the sincerity of her transformation. Recognizing the need for unity within the leadership team, Thomas decided to extend an olive branch to Heather. Heather, with humility, admitted her faults and the harm she had caused. They agreed to put the past behind them and work collaboratively for the betterment of the team. United by a shared commitment to ethical leadership, Heather and Thomas became an unexpected force within Sterling Dynamics. They collaborated on initiatives to improve the company culture, emphasizing transparency, accountability, and a focus on employee well-being. As the months passed, the ripple effects of Heather's journey extended throughout the organization. The mentorship program flourished, with seasoned professionals guiding their younger counterparts with wisdom and empathy. Employee morale improved, and the once fragmented teams began to function as cohesive units. Heather, once obsessed with climbing the corporate ladder, found a new purpose in being a catalyst for positive change. Amidst the professional transformation, Heather also underwent personal growth. She recognized the importance of work-life balance and began prioritizing her well-being. Yoga classes and meditation became integral parts of her routine, helping her maintain clarity and focus. While the vice president position remained elusive, she found fulfillment in her role as a leader dedicated to fostering a positive work environment. Her influence extended beyond the confines of the office, as she engaged in community outreach programs and mentorship initiatives for aspiring professionals outside the company. The lessons of her past served as a constant reminder that success, when pursued at the expense of integrity, was hollow and fleeting. She became a guiding force for others within the organization, offering a beacon of hope for those who had once doubted her sincerity. The tale of Heather Harrington became woven into the fabric of Sterling Dynamics' corporate lore. As she looked back on the twists and turns of her career, Heather realized that the pursuit of genuine success was not about titles or corner offices but about the impact one could have on the lives of others and the betterment of the community at large. In the end, Heather Harrington found fulfillment not at the pinnacle of a corporate hierarchy but in the meaningful connections she had forged and the positive legacy she had created.